Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today I'm bringing you the first theory that's not from me in a while. So that's cool, we're starting to get back more into the swing of things. Yesterday I pre-recorded the video so it came out right when it should have, and so should this video. So just note that most videos from now on will be pre-recorded. But before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much to our donators. Now, our donators are people who support us on Patreon or have sent us some money through PayPal, so thank you guys so much for all of your support. And we have some very new members to our donator gang. Now, if you become a donator, then you get a special rank on Discord, and I am working on giving you guys extra privileges, such as maybe seeing videos like a day or early or something. I don't know if that interests you. Then also leave your suggestions on what you want donators to have as like extra privileges that I could do through Patreon, because I think I can upload videos on Patreon. I'll have to learn more about it. But I just wanted to say thank you to Adrian, Expert Copyright, Crawley, Lydian Gaming, Morpher, The Windwalker, Sagittores, Soul Eater, and The Maddie for all of your guys' donations. It's very helpful. We are not even monetized yet on YouTube, so every little bit helps, and it motivates me to go and make videos almost every single day that I can. So thank you guys so much, and we at Cartoon Apocalypse really appreciate your guys' willingness to donate to us. So thank you guys so much, and now we can get back onto the video. So this theory is from Eagle Builder Animation, so I will have his channel linked down in the description. Thanks for creating the theory. Now, this theory was actually created a really long time ago, but it's still valid, so we could still talk about it. And I did want to mention Morpher. He had a theory, but that eventually got debunked, because I did say that this theory was made a long time ago, so his rebuttal got debunked because just new episodes came out and ruined the entire thing. So thanks to Morpher for attempting to make it into this video, but we just made this video too late after the episodes, so we ended up debunking some of the things. So this was actually created after we got introduced to Festivia, and so Eagle, with his big brain, or bird brain, he was like, maybe we could incorporate this with something else we've seen. Now, in case you guys didn't know, there was a Star and Marco's Guide to Mastering Every Dimension, which I have. Pretty much, he was saying that the only time that we had heard anything about Festivia was in Star and Marco's Guide to Mastering Every Dimension. So he was going there to find some more information. But he said that we didn't know much, and yeah, it was just her tapestry and her saying. So we came across the Book of Spells section. Now, if you guys don't know, there's a whole separate book of spells coming out in July. Now, don't get that confused, because there is a little bit of a section in Star and Marco's Guide to Mastering Every Dimension that has a couple pages of the book and spells. Not anything that reveals too much information, but just enough to keep us satisfied. So he said that he came across a page from the Book of Spells section that described how there was an instance that the throne was given to a second-born instead of the firstborn, due to the elder sister not being right in the head. There will be a picture on the screen of the picture that Eagle had provided, and pretty much the caption was like, hey, this is an entry from your grandmother, Dahiria the Hepard. Her chapter is nothing but drawings of balls, so she wasn't right in the head. And then Glossaric just goes on to say, hey, she wasn't right in the head, and her mom tried to get her to not be replaced as queen, but she just had to be, due to the fact that she just could not be fit as queen. She just wasn't right in the head. So then Crescenta the Eager took over Dehenra, or however you pronounce it, and that's where the family line continues going down. Now, Eagle points out that this is the only case that the firstborn has been overtaken by the secondborn, and I mean, there was nothing that they could really do about it. It just had to be done. Now, Eagle's theory is that Festivia and all of the butterfly line leading up to the present point where Star is descendant of the eldest sister, so Dehenra. It was Crescenta's lineage that had led to Eclipsa and Meteora, and once Eclipsa was crystallized, the Magic High Commission decided to bring Dehenra's descendants back onto the throne to save the kingdom. Now, this theory was created before Butterfly Trap, and we learned that Festivia was supposedly a peasant girl. But you know what? since Dehenna was so, like, not right in the head, she was most likely thrown into poverty or just thrown out in the dumpsters or whatever they do with the Forsaken Queens. So it's possible that Dehenna actually was able to raise a family down in the dumps as the poverty and gave birth to another line of family that would still technically be part of the royal bloodline, because they started out as the main mother, and then it split into Crescenta and Dehenra being the firstborn. And then Dehenra got passed down to a poverty, and then Crescenta got passed down to an actual, like, part of the royal bloodline, the actual one in quotation marks. Now, in Eagle's original theory, he was like, oh, hey, the Magic High Commission had decided to specifically pick Festivia because she was directly related. Now, whether this is true or not, we can't really know, but from the information that we have gathered and from the box, she was just a poverty girl, and they wouldn't lie in front of the box. So, even though that wouldn't be technically lying because she was a poverty girl or peasant girl, but we don't know if they planned that out. But we do know that Glossaric is part of the Magic High Commission, and since the finale, we do know that he was okay and everything, so that got people kind of mad. But anyway, knowing Glossaric, he had a say in who they picked. Glossaric could have been the one to say, hey, pick this girl. Even though we saw Hecapu handing over Festivia, we do know that Glossaric is the head of the Magic High Commission, so there's a good chance that Glossaric was like, hey, pick this girl. And there's a good chance that she was actually descendant of Dehenra. Now, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing Dehenra right or not, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for pronouncing it incorrectly if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But I do really like this theory, and it would mean that Star was still part of the actual royal bloodline. And this would explain how every single queen has been able to have cheek marks, even though in the Magic Book of Spells, it does say that cheek marks are directly related to magic, but Mina doesn't have cheek marks, and River doesn't have cheek marks because it says it's directly related to people who are around magic, I think. So it's just like it's very finicky, and that might just be what Star thinks, but it might not actually be true. So that would explain why they're all capable of magic, and that would explain why Star can directly relate to Eclipsa's ranking of magicness, because how would she be able to perform such good magic? It's like there's some things that, yeah, you could develop the skill over time, but there's just some things that, hey, you can have a natural talent or something like that just from inheriting it genetically. Now, like Marco, for example, he could still perform magic. My theory is that everyone can perform magic. It's just, like, if you're born into a family who's been doing magic for generations upon generations, then it starts to get to a point to where it's like, there has to be something developing genetically that's able to pass down that allows them to do it better. And this would explain why Star can also match up to Eclipsa, because if this theory ends up being true, Dehenra by herself, we don't really know too much about her, but maybe she wasn't too good with magic by herself. But since she moved out into the, like, bad lands, you could say, or the slums of Muni, and she raised a poor family, her magic ability or passing down of magic, she obviously didn't do any magic after that point. So her passing down of magic just didn't go back. And then eventually when Festivia took over, she still had a little bit of magic genetics, but as queens kept going on, the skill just kept on getting better and better. Now we know that Moon is really good with magic, and we know that Star is supposedly going to be as good as Eclipsa, or is right now. That wasn't exactly too clear. But it just explains how they gradually went down, and then with Festivia, and they started to do magic again, it got passed down and started to rise as the magic continuum got higher. So that would explain why Star is able to do magic at such a good ability like Eclipsa. And Eclipsa's family line has been stopped for 300 years. That's plenty enough time to match up with Stars, so the continuums just match up perfectly. And now if we keep on going, I'm sure the magic of the family keeps on getting stronger and stronger as the years go by, and it's just at the point to where Star and Eclipsa are matched equivalently based on the amount of magic that they've been using. that might not make any sense to you guys because it's all through my head and I might not be explaining it to the fullest, but I hope I did explain it perfectly fine for you guys. But anyway, thank you Eagle Builder for making this amazing theory. I'm really into it, I really like it, and I really do hope that Star is part of the true royal bloodline, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, what do you guys think? Tell me down in the comment section down below. If you guys have your own additions to make to this theory, you can put them down in the comment section down below. I'm sure Eagle would like to hear them. Again, link to Eagle's channel is down in the description below. He does like cool gaming content, and I'm in a couple of those videos, so if you want to go check that out, then you can. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Ooh, that girl.